Hello everyone, my name is Reaper, and today I'm going to make a tutorial on the Kona any percent glitchless category for speedrunning the game. So here, just before we start the run, a few things I want to mention in your settings for the game for the speedrun to be optimal. First, you can choose for your graphics to be at the lowest possible settings so that the load times are shorter. If you have a decent PC, even ultra graphics are alright. It's just if your PC is slower than the average, you might want to do this. Also here, you're seeing my game is in French. Here, in audio. I put the text in French, but this doesn't matter. You can put English, whatever you want. But for the narration, you want to put the game in French because the French version is faster in some cutscenes than the English version. And also, quick thing, you can set the dialogue to important only. It saves some time during the run. It removes some of the dialogue that plays and prevents you from reaching certain areas, so it's faster with this set to important only, the narration frequency. And also, last thing I want to mention in the settings, here you have, I don't know what it is in English. Wait, I'll put my setting in English just so that you can understand better. Here, so narration frequency, important only, voice language, you put it to French. And controls, enable encounters, you want to disable that, because it removes all the wolves in the game, so including the normal wolves you find in the nature and the blue ones you find in the forest at the end of the game. So that's about it for the settings. Now, for the run, what you want to do is you want to be able to record your run, obviously. So I use OBS. I'll put a link in the description for all the tools that I use and also my contact info. If you want to ask me any questions, feel free to ask. I love to answer any kind of question and helping anyone who wants to start running the game. So all of that will be in the YouTube description of the video. So yeah, OBS for screen recording, and here live split for the timer. You can see in the top right corner. And you can add splits if you want. There's many tutorials online to show you how to use them, these tools, so I won't explain details. I'm only gonna show you how you use it in the run. So yeah, I think that's it. We can start the run if I didn't forget anything to mention. So here I just remove my save. I always do that. I have some practice files. You can make that too if you want. Go practice certain strats when you want. So I'm gonna start the run. You start your save and you start the timer after the loading screen. So here the game starts loading, and when you see that loading, the text disappears or that you're changing a scene, the game starts, you start your timer. Like that. So now the run begins. Here there's nothing much to do, it's a cutscene, you don't even have to touch anything. There's also a small glitch here, but I won't talk about it because this is a tutorial for glitchless only.
l'avait contacté en lien
Now
avec
we
une banale
just
affaire de
wait for the
vandalisme. Pas
cutscene.
de quoi fouetter un âne. Pas de quoi non plus payer un détective privé pour traverser des heures de mauvaise route. Mais c'est toujours pareil. Le client paye, car l'exécute.
Then just press W or whatever button if you're on controller. Start going forward.
Ils avaient rendez-vous
Here,
au
on
magasin
your
général.
right,
Ça appartenait à son client.
at some
En
point
fait,
there will
tout le
be
village
grass,
appartenait à William Hamilton.
which you can go over it to save a few seconds right here. You can just go there and skip some of the path. I don't know how to say, sorry.
Quand la route est mauvaise,
But yeah, you try to get here as fast as
c'est la
possible.
coutume dans ce coin de pays d'en restreindre l'accès. C'était aussi la coutume de ne pas trop y prendre garde et de passer quand même.
Here the run actually starts. I'm gonna take my time to explain. I'm not gonna speedrun at the same time as I'm doing the tutorial. But yeah, here. When you get out of the truck, you wanna turn yourself towards this so you can go up and get the cutters or the chains. There's two ways you can do this. You can start by going here and getting the bottle in the trash can, or you can do it after. I personally prefer to do it faster. There's Noodles, he's a Kona speedrunner. He used to speedrun Kona, and he found out that this animation, the trash can that opens, can kind of push you. It saves not that much time, but it's still, I like to do it that way, so I do it only when I come back. So let's say I get out of the truck, I'm here, I turn myself, start running. Always want to run when you're moving so that you save as much time as possible. You try to get all the way up as quickly as you can. Here, quickly open the chest. You take everything in it. I prefer to take everything in it. The fire starters aren't necessary, but it's always a good thing to take them just in case you're stuck. You wanna heat up when you're beginning to speedrun the game. It's always a good thing. Yeah, so you take everything, then you go down this way, just jump down and start running when you can. Go down. If you already took the bottle, you don't have to do this, but you can directly go to the chains, but as I didn't do it, I'm gonna take the bottle that you need to make the caribou for Père Rosaire. You just keep going straight to the chains. You try to start the cutscene as quickly as you can, and you go back to the truck. Now still nothing special other than you're driving the truck. And I forgot to mention, but even if you're on PC or console, the route's the same. There's no difference, except for VR, but I'm not gonna talk about VR because it's a totally different thing. It's not the same run at all. So here you just drive till the car crash. Can turn off the radio here. I don't know if it saves time, but I know that if you already turn it off before the cutscene, you're just not gonna have the animation of turning off the radio. So I think it's the same time, but still, you can do that if you want. And here we're on track. If you're on console during the crash, try not to press anything, like don't try to make the truck move or pressing forward, backwards, anything. Just wait for the cutscene to finish.
Carl devait
Because
sortir
you
de là.
can get soft
Le
lock, I
froid et
don't
la
know
douleur
why.
appelaient des soins de
But
toute urgence.
there's sometimes when you're pressing too much buttons, it can soft lock. During that cutscene only. So just be careful with that. Only for console, though I never had that with PC. Now, what you want to do? I always prefer to go to the car first, but I think you can still start by the cabin if you want. It doesn't change that much, but if you want to. But I recommend going straight to the car when you start.
Le chauffeur avait déguerpi.
You start by
Il fallait tout de
taking
même
the
fouiller, ne
medkit
rien laisser au hasard.
in the back,
Carl
and
avait besoin
you open the
d'assistance.
door, take everything that's here. Here, when you take the picture, you can, instead of turning the page, you can just press tab or the exit button if you're on console. This way, it doesn't turn the page, you just close the picture directly. Then you run back to the cabin. Here I only take one log, but if you want to take more, if you're just beginning, you might want to take more, like 2 or 3 to heat up at fire camps mostly in the northern forest. That's where you'll want to use them most. But I'm gonna just take 3. But in my runs, when I speedrun, I just take 1 normally. Now, when you get in, you take the chains, the fire starter, and the matches. You start your fire. Then you press your menu button and you take the medkit as quickly as you can, as always. And then you don't have to wait for the complete heat up. You don't have to do this because at the general store you're gonna heat up anyways after. So you put the chains and you get back in the truck. You start back driving and you only go forward. No strats here, nothing to talk about. Just reach the general store. There might be a few things though. If you're trying to like cut the edges and take shortcuts to save a few seconds, a few frames actually. If you're trying to do this, be careful not to drift. Like let's say I'm driving like that to go faster, be careful because you can drift in the snow and this loses a lot of time when that happens. You have to replace the truck and everything, so it's not the best thing.
Par bonheur, le magasin n'était plus très loin. Carl commençait à craindre la panne d'essence.
Here I always do this, I try to get as close to the side as I can. Now I'm gonna show you my strat that I use, but there are many ways you can do this part of the run. So first, what I usually do is when I leave the truck, I directly go to Miss La Chance. But you can also start by going here and doing the general store part. You can choose the one you prefer, but I always prefer to go to Miss La Chance first. So I'm gonna do this. Here I just run, get through the barrier, and I I know the map very well, so I know how to align myself to get straight to the stairs, but if you aren't able to do that, you can like follow the path. Just be careful not to start the cutscene with Mr. Lachance, because we prefer doing this one second. There's also a few ways you can manage stamina in this game. I don't know exactly, but like wait a few seconds for your stamina to get back and then start back running. Here you can jump over these logs instead of going all the way around. You open the door and you start the
Et qu'est-ce que
cutscene.
c'était que cette folie? Une énorme glace avait
That's
avalé
pretty
le corps
simple.
chétif d'une femme. Une glace
You have
lumineuse et
these
inquiétante.
lights to help
Que
you know
diable
where you have to go.
Quelque chose
So
se
you
cachait
don't
sous
have to
l'escalier.
look at this guy. Just when the door opens, he's there. But you have to go up here and start the cutscene. When you see the lamp get activated, you can directly go down, watch this guy. Then when he started, you come here, you look at these souls things. And then you can just look at the door and get ready to open it when
Il y avait beaucoup de
there's the
cafétéria dans
interact
cette maison.
button. Now I place myself here in this side so that I can directly lift my head up and
Karl sentit le froid
open
reculer.
the door.
Il
Here
revint à la
you
réalité.
still, just like with the picture,
Gisèle n'était plus que
before
glace,
you
et ne
press
restait
tab
pour parler
to
dans son nom qu'un journal.
put down
Elle
the
y
journal
confiait, entre
as
autres
fast as you
choses,
can.
l'histoire d'une
You open the
tragédie,
door, be
d'une
careful
jeune
not
fille
to hit
victime.
yourself on the door,
Était-ce cela
and you can
qu'elle
run
cachait aussi?
here to get back to the stairs. And then we're gonna go to Mr. Lachance. Here you can jump. When you don't have stamina, you can't run, just jump and it will give you a small speed boost. But if you can run, that's preferable. Instead of jumping, just run down the stairs. Then you start
Karl
here the
frissonna
cutscene.
à la vue de cet autre corps emprisonné dans les glaces. Oui, ça donnait froid dans le dos. Karl se sentit happé
You
une
just
nouvelle
follow
fois
the
par une onde
path.
de froid.
Go take the small journal here. Then immediately put it back down. Interact with this. Here there's two ways you can go for this. I usually just
Une
jump
nouvelle
on
piste
these
s'ouvrit
rocks
soudainement devant Karl.
and go follow the path. But if you're not comfortable with this and you prefer taking the detour, you can do that. It doesn't save that much time. And if you get stuck in the rocks, it's not optimal. So now instead of following the path, you want to go a little more left so that you get straight to the blue truck. Then you'll open the door as fast as you can and take the wallet,
La
put it
vision
down.
prit fin lentement, comme un glaçon fond au creux de la paume. Il revint dans la réalité du monde. Il savait
Yeah.
maintenant que le pauvre homme
You
tétanisé
can
dans
get
la
back
glace
to the general
était le
store
tenancier du
by
magasin
this
général
little
Gilles
hole
Lachance.
between the poles. You run to the door. Now here in any
Karl
percent
n'eut
you
aucun
don't
mal à
even have
reconnaître
to
son
look at
employeur.
anything. Don't
Il avait
take out
été
the camera,
assassiné.
don't
Il ne fallait
do
pas être
anything, just
détective pour le constater.
straight when you enter and the
Mais
cutscene
il fallait être
finishes,
détective
go
pour
left,
noter que le tueur se tenait tout près.
go here. Now
Que le coup
third
avait été porté
drawer
sans que la
from
victime
the
ose
left.
défendre.
You open it, you take the duct tape. You don't have to take the matches, but if you're spamming, take them anyways, doesn't change much. Don't open this drawer, there's some documents in it, don't need them. Take this key, the garage key, and then open the cash register. So directly when you open it, you want to press E twice on PC. I don't know the button on console, but the interact button, so that you put two numbers in it, and then with your mouse you can press sail. If you're on console, you have to do it manually, move your cursor or selector on the sail button, so it's a little longer, but on PC you press E twice and click with your mouse. So you take this key here for the ladder. You don't have to take the med kit that's behind because we disabled encounters, so you won't have to heal anytime during the run. So when you start the cutscene for the ladder, you go directly where the ladder will finish the animation, because the interact button is already there before the ladder arrives. So I'm gonna show you really quick. If I do this, I just run, and then I can start climbing before the ladder even has arrived, so it's faster. Take the wine for the caribou. Go down. Now we want to go repair the generator. Just interact with this twice. Open the door, start running, and go in the garage. You open the door. Now third drawer again from the left. Take the pliers. Open back the door. Go back to the generator. Now we have everything we need to repair it. Turn it on. Get back in the general store. Just want to go activate the gas pump. Yes, so here there will be the mail thing. I don't know what to say, sorry. English is hard, sorry. But yeah, you want to get outside, and you can run to get here faster, or can just walk as you choose. Running is faster, but you might get too far, so you have to really turn your head fast. So walking might be optimal if you struggle with getting at the right place when running. So just when you get out here, you have to unlock this with your key, take everything, and then the cutscene's gonna start. You can't do anything. But when Charles is gonna take out the document, you just wanna hit tab and remove it from your screen.
Tout s'éclairait. Le pauvre Hamilton avait été interrompu dans sa dénonciation. Il avait cru bon de tout verrouiller, d'envoyer la clé à son correspondant et de mettre la boîte à la poste plus tard.
Yeah, now there's nothing else I have to explain. You just, when you got this, you go to the gas pump and you activate it. Don't go here, you'll get locked. Just go around and activate the gas. But if you started by the general store instead after taking the postcard thing, you're just gonna go straight to Miss Lachance. If you just go by this path, like I said, say you can do this and then you start running for Miss Lachance. But I already did that, so I just run here by this side, can activate the gas, and then I go to drive. Now we're going to Dr. Beaupré's house. Here you can drive on the snow a little, just be careful. You can take a little shortcut on your left. Here you have to go with the timing, but there's also these trees. The ones that are more on this side of the road, there's this one here, and there's another one at the very corner of the road, but you want to stop your truck between these two trees, around there, and then just go there towards the wood, and you'll find Dr. Beaupre's house. Here you want to open the mailbox, take the key. Don't be careful not interacting with this, you're gonna lose some seconds. Just unlock the door, and if you didn't put the dialogue to important only, here there would be um, some dialogue. So as we put it to important only, we don't hear anything. We can just
Le bon
inspect
docteur
the
avec sa belle
pictures
épouse.
and get out. That's
C'était
all
le
we
portrait
have to do
classique
here.
du parfait bonheur. Karl
And we
reconnaissait
go
cette
back to
femme.
the truck. Try
Ce
to
regard
remember
mélancolique.
around where it is, but
La voiture
you're
qui l'avait
still
frappé
gonna
au
see it
trot dans
from
l'eau
pretty far. You can
C'était
orient
donc le docteur
yourself.
Beaupré.
Now we're going to go to Blouin's house to make the caribou before going to Rosaire. So just here, be careful not to hit the side of the road, not drift, anything. Be careful with your driving, it can lose a lot of seconds. Here you want to slow down a little before the curve, but not too much. Just so that you don't hit anything or don't drift. Here you want to slow down, and it's kind of hard to do it perfectly, but like I just did, you want to turn your truck all the way, you follow the path, try to turn it so that it's placed around here and the door is facing towards the house. So you get in, you're just gonna make the caribou, nothing else to do, and you get out. As simple as that. You get back in the truck. So you try to get out as fast as you can. It's hard sometimes with the driving, but with practice you're gonna get it eventually. Here, when getting out of Blouin's house, there's a chance you can drift and hit the barrier here. Just be careful with that. The fence, I mean. I don't know why I said barrier. Sorry. It's my French. It messes with my head. Now we're going to Jose's house, so you slow down when you start seeing it, or when you know that you have to do it. With practice you'll get to know how. Now you want to go on your left here, and there's a few ways you can go for this. 3 ways actually. The normal way is you arrive like this and you slow down and you get out of your truck. There are 2 other ways that I'm not sure are optimal, that I've already used a few times, not that much, but you can do. Is that when you arrive, you don't slow down anyway, and you try to stop yourself with the side of the house, or it either if you get blocked. Let's say you have here, your truck is blocked facing the house, it's stuck there. You just go in as fast as you can. If it did like it just did with me, that it hits and the truck sort of goes place itself, alone by itself, then that's perfect. If it gets stuck, when you enter, straight as you enter, you wait for this cutscene. Then when you see the saving logo, you go to options, you reload here at Rosair's house. But if it didn't get stuck, don't do this, because it's gonna lose you time. So yeah, these three ways. If either you just slow down, if you go as fast as you can and you try to hit yourself, or bump yourself on the side. If you hit yourself, you reload, it's still gonna get you a pretty good time if you don't have ultra graphics. As I said, the reload times are faster. Yeah, these are more advanced ways, but the normal way is just slowing down and trying to turn right. So yeah, you watch the first cutscene. When you enter the house, there's the first cutscene. Then you get close to him, look at him, let him talk like this, then interact with him again.
Parce que t'es habillé comme un gars de la ville, je dirais pas non à une bonne bouteille de Caribou. Puis tu pigeras ce que tu voudras parmi mes
And when you
guenilles.
finish this cutscene, you trade Caribou.
Ah, quand on cherche, on trouve. Parce que je t'aime
Then
bien,
you
je vais
wait,
te dire quelque chose.
and you're gonna
Ça fait bien
interact
de
with
prendre
him
ma paix.
again, another
Parce que
time.
par là-bas, tu vas rencontrer le vrai froid. Un froid qui glace comme
Just
t'en
have
as
to
jamais
wait
connu
here,
dans ta vie.
nothing you can do. So you put on the coat and then you're ready to leave. So you can wait in the corner right here so that the door doesn't hit you, interact with it and get out. So you leave. Be careful here too, not to drift. Slow down a little if you need. Then you're gonna go to the Lamotte's garage. And at the garage there will be a fun strat. Try not to do what I just did, hitting the trees and everything that's on the road. You better not do that. So yeah, at Lamotte's garage there's a fun little strat that I didn't actually discover, but I optimized sort of with the help of La Roche, which is the world record holder right now for Glitchless and Glitch. So here, I'm just gonna show it to you. Right. So, you see what I just did? I hit myself and it sort of already turned me around. That's what you want to get with this strat. So when you arrive at the garage, you want to stay on the left side of the road as much as you can and go as fast as you can too. So here I'm really close to the trees on the left. I turn myself, try not to hit the trees, and then I hit. When I arrive around here at the fence, I just turn left even more and it makes me drift on purpose so that it turns the truck by itself and then I can just get out. If you're going really fast, when you hit, the truck is gonna reverse itself completely. It will be facing the opposite side of the road. But if it did just like with me, like it turns like 90 degrees, you just move backwards while going right so that you turn the truck a little, then get out after that, because if not you're gonna be stuck. So just, yeah, depending on if you get the U-turn or not. The goal is to get the truck back in position to leave when you're finished doing what you have to do here. So the U-turn, I can show it again another time to help you. There aren't much explaining, but you stay on your left, you go as fast as you can, and you try to hit the fence to push you and make you drift. Going fast. Here I stay on my left, and I drift. Now I'm not going that fast, as much fast as I would if I started driving before that, but it's still a little example of how we do it. Then you place your truck, and then you want to start running towards here. There's two ways you can go. You can go directly in the hole in the fence there to get to the garage, or you can sort of time your jump here and get over the fence. I don't think there's much difference between these two strats, but if you miss your jump and you fall from too high, you're gonna have a falling down animation, which car kind of falls over. So that loses 2 seconds. You don't want to have that. So if you're going safer, just run on the side of the fence and you'll arrive here. But then when you're in, the goal is just to get to this door as fast as you can. You open it, warning, don't bunk your head on it. Get in and you look at the ice body. Yeah. So when you get back control of your movement, look around here to start the trigger for the cutscene. Then when it started, you want to place yourself here to look at the lamp, which is gonna start the next cutscene. There. Now you can look at the doors. And when this cutscene starts, there's a long time you can do whatever you want, but when it ends, when there's gonna be the big win in a few seconds, I'll show it to you. When this happens, you look at this bucket, this one, and around in the middle here, so that you can look at the bucket and the guy at the same time to start the next cutscene. Then when it starts, come over here to interact with the door, and we finished what we had to do in the garage. So we can just leave by this hole. And get back to the truck. And we drive away. Next section is the ice cave. So just another bunch of visions in the broom. Kona 2, the demo of Kona 2 got out not so long ago. So if you like Kona 1, you're definitely gonna love Kona 2, I'm sure of it. The game will get out in a year or so. Can't wait to see what will happen. So yeah, here I forgot to explain because I was talking, but yeah, you stop your truck when you see the entrance to the path to the ice cave, and you run as fast as you can to get inside. Here, if you have some difficulty to see in the cave, you can change your gamma before starting your run. Obviously, you can put it higher, so you're gonna see more. I'm gonna do an example here, just to show it off. That's too bright, obviously, but it's way clearer if you put your gamma up. Not too much, but you choose your preference. I put it a little up too. It's also for the forest at the end of the game, which you don't see. It's dark, it's in night, so yeah. So when you're in the cave, there's two paths. Don't take this one. Take this one here. On the left. You run and you take the hammer, one, and the hardware. So once you have that, you can start to run again. Here, you can sort of jump with good timing to jump at the same time that the cutscene starts with the wolf to save a few seconds, but it doesn't save that much. You can just run and wait for it to finish. And when the wolf gets back in the ground, you can start running again to get to the bridge as fast as you can and build it directly. When the cutscene finish, you want to run. And you're gonna go meet, I think it's Mr. Blouin that's in the ice here. Yeah.
Encore une fois, la glace magique avait frappé.
Gonna do his vision.
Ainsi terrorisé sur le sol.
So you just turn back your head when you arrived. You follow the steps. There isn't any shortcut that much. Just follow the steps on the ground. Here, when you get inside, it's gonna start the cutscene with the gun. On his second gunshot, you can start running. You activate the valve here. You look over there to start the cutscene. It's always look trigger in these visions, so look there. And here, interact with the journal, put it back down. That's the end of the cutscene. So, here first you activate the plank to start its cutscene, and while it's falling down, you take the dynamite, and you can just jump down here to go faster.
Karl se sentit tout à coup épié. Une présence autour de lui commençait à l'inquiéter.
Then you're going back to where you're gonna place the dynamite. Place it here, be careful to run away. You can place yourself just after these two poles here. You wait for the explosion, and when it blows up, you run. Run back outside. Now I can't run because sometimes the game does that, but you run and you interact with the ladder. Now you just wait for it to fall down, and instead of going down by the ladder, you can just go on these rocks here. You can choose the path that you want, but try to go down as fast as you can. It's faster than going down with the ladder. You can just jump here and get down. If, just like in the garage, don't try to fall from too high. So what I do is I go to these little rocks here so that I don't fall from too high and get the falling down cutscene or animation thing. So you go down and you can get back to your truck directly. So after, when you fall down, you're gonna be around here. Your truck is in that direction here, so you just align yourself. You can use the map if you're not very comfortable with just running like this. You can use the map to orientate yourself, but I know where the car usually is, so I can just run like this, then get back in. Now you just drive and you're gonna head to the ice wall. quick note, while there's nothing to explain, I want to mention that you can't pause the timer during your run. Even if you're not moving or anything, don't pause it. Just leave it running and finish your run as quickly as you can. So here, when you see that you arrive to the bridge, you go left. Be careful, it can be hard to get over this little snow thing here. It can be harder, but with practice it's easy to do. While you're driving, you turn yourself around and head to the ice ball. Here, when you're gonna see the loading screen, that will mean that you're soon arrived, so you wanna look out on your right. What I do is I go to the second pole after the snowmobile sign. Just gonna show you here. Here, you see there's the snowmobile sign. You can see it very well just after the loading screen. Then there's the first pole and second one. On the second one, you can hit your truck and it will stop you completely, and you can get out faster, or you can also slow down your truck. And there's a third option, which you sort of come here and hit yourself on the car. Sometimes it makes you drift to the side, sometimes you can just get blocked here. But yeah, you try to stop your truck as fast as possible, then you start running here towards the ice wall. And now, when the cutscene is started, we can just wait. So we can have fun, run around, look at the wolf's paws, look at the spirits.
Connaissait son histoire maintenant. Un autre esprit déguerpissait vers les étendues sauvages. Karl connaissait son histoire à celui-là aussi.
When it's gonna be near the end, like second or last soul spirit thing, you just face the wall, and when the screen is gonna go completely white, you can start running.
Karl comprenait confusément l'horreur qui avait frappé ce village. Il comprenait que les morts s'y amoncelaient et qu'un seul homme comme lui ne pourrait pas tout régler. Le chemin lui était ouvert. Il devait pousser vers le nord au plus vite pour trouver des secours.
Here, during the forest, there isn't much to do other than running, so if you try to manage your stamina more optimally, you can do that here, like waiting around 5 seconds between each time you run so that you get back your full stamina bar. Here, you interact with the journal and put it back down directly. Nothing to do with it, but you have to interact with it in order to continue in the forest.
Il devait reprendre la route.
If you wanted, where there was the journal, you could heat up on the little fire camp if you took more wood. But other than that, if you want to, you can also do it at the tower here. If you don't need to heat up, you can go on the side here and continue your path. But if you need to heat up, like I am not that low, but I'm gonna do it for the purpose of the video, you can take some logs here if you forgot to take them, and you can get in, start the fire, and wait for you to heat up completely. It does help you running for uh, more time, and it saves times in general. And also you won't die of freezing during the Wendigo run, which would be unfortunate. Here you can take this light if you want, but if you know the forest very well, or you put your gamma pretty high, you won't need that to see in the dark. So whether you're here or you came by this path going faster without going to heat up if you're arriving here, there are many ways you can go to orientate yourself in the forest. That's one of the hardest part of the speedrun, is trying to find your way through the forest. What I do is usually when I see this path, I go in that direction and I try to follow this side here. We can't go over that, so I just follow it on the side. I try to go diagonally to arrive directly at the end of this sort of invisible wall. So here when I see this log, I know that I'm in the right direction. This is my route that I'm gonna show you. It's one of the most optimal, but other than that you can use your map to follow a certain path if you'd like. Just know that the Wendigo is here where there's the I think it's light green hole, the circle. So I'm here and I want to get there as fast as I can. So you can get your own route, but what I do, I'm gonna explain mine. Here when you're on the rocks, you can either follow the path to get to the burning shed, or you do as I do when you're the rocks are on your right. You go to this tree. It's easily recognizable. It's darker than the others, so you just look at it and follow that direction. And don't move your head, just go straight forward. If you took the other path, you're gonna get to the fire. But if you took mine, you're gonna get around here. What you want to do is you don't want to get right here. You want to go a little bit more on the right. And for my strat, what you do is you arrive at these rocks. There's a big rock there that you can easily recognize. You get over it. Then you orientate yourself by just going here, where there's no trees in the hole. So you just go there, jump over the river, and go straight forward. You'll get to the Wendigo, like this. But if you prefer, if you went to this place, if you arrived here, you know that you're here, the burnt cottage. That's the name of the place in English. What you can do is you align yourself like this. So you stick yourself to the wall, then face towards where there's the Wendigo. You go in a straight line and you start running this way. But if you took my other strat by going on the river, you use the space where there's no trees to orientate yourself. So yeah, here you go straight forward and you're gonna arrive at the right place. But I'm gonna use my strat because I know this one better. No, that's not the right place. I'm just gonna set myself back up here. Let's see. I'm here. I'm looking at the void, the emptiness. I go straight forward. So if you see that there's this little hole in the ground, you're on the right path. You want to continue straight forward. But if you're using the burnt cottage setup, uh, it also works. You're gonna arrive around the same place. You can always use your map if you're not very good with these setups. But what you want to do is you want to arrive here. Either here, where there's this little path, it's the fastest one. Or you can go all the way around. Here there's a campfire, where you can heat up. I can't show it really. Yeah, I'm gonna try to show it to you here. Either if you're cold or you're lost a little, if you arrive around here. Where is it already? Yeah, this way. On this side of the path. On the right side. My strat goes straight to the middle to the sanctuary. But if you're going too far right, you can stop here and heat up. Oh, not dying. Whoops. I talked too much there. But see, that's a thing that can happen. If you get lost, you can die. So always preferable when you're just beginning to heat up. So I'm gonna go faster here. Nothing to explain. Just gonna show you one more time my setup. Just follow this side, the invisible wall. Follow it till you get to the rocks. Here you see these big rocks. They're on my right. I go to the darkest tree here. Go straight forward. Maybe a little more right. Because you see, last time I got to the spot where I couldn't cross the river. Same thing here. This spot you can't cross it. So when you see that you're here, just go right for the rocks or left for the burnt cottage. Place myself on the rock, go straight forward towards the void. Now I see the hole in the ground. I can continue. But yeah, just where I died, there's a small campfire I can light to heat up before the Wendigo run. But here, if you're more optimal, you just go straight to the sanctuary, which is on top of that little hill there. Just run, try to manage your stamina again. Here, don't do anything, don't touch these people. Just go up to the Wendigo. You
Carl
run
se sentit
as fast as you
aspirer
can to
violemment
start the
par les corps d'une
cutscenes, the visions, the broom, whatever you want to call it. Here, you start
jeune
running
femme.
to get the cutscene to start as fast as
On aurait dit un
possible.
bête accident de chasse.
And you don't have to do anything.
Et voilà
When the
Hamilton.
cutscene is started, you don't
Carl
even
pouvait
have
le
to look at
reconnaître.
it. Just have to look at it for it to begin. But that's it.
Un grave accident de chasse.
Here too, you want to look at the body and the
La
doctor.
jeune femme a été examinée par le docteur.
Then, when it's started, you don't have to do anything. So you can
Mais on ne
just
pouvait
play
pas
around,
renverser la fatalité.
wait, look at it, start dancing,
Elle était morte.
you wait. That's the point. Here too, you have to run to start the cutscene
Ce n'était pas le
by
genre de
looking
corps qu'on
at
enterre
the
en
body.
grande pompe dans les
I
cimetières
wasn't
du
able
village.
to run there, but normally you should be able to. Sometimes the controls are a bit weird and you
Il
can't
fallait
run
le cacher
for
aux yeux de tous.
some reason,
Il
but
fallait cacher la faute commise.
yeah, you get this cutscene.
Rien de tel pour ça que de faire enterrer la pauvre fille
And the
par
next
un
one,
pauvre
you don't
d'esprit.
even have to
Le
do anything, you
mécanicien
don't
Lamotte.
even have to run, you don't look at anything, you're already placed and the cutscene starts by itself. Here you see I didn't even have to do anything and it started. Here, funny thing, at the end of the
Le
cutscene,
docteur
here,
refusait la mort injuste de la jeune femme.
through the door you
Et
can
Hamilton
see
le
the
tenait sous sa poigne
doctor.
d'affaires. Hamilton connaissait
I don't
tous
know
les
which
secrets de
part
ce
of
poète
his body it
mélancolique,
is, but
et il n'hésiterait pas à les révéler.
I think he has something in his hand that we can see. It's not a bug, it's just probably a development mistake. It's the box, yeah, that we open normally. Here, you see. We see it through the door. It's a funny thing. Nothing special about it though. It's just cool. So I run. I don't even have to run here. We have to wait for the dialogue to finish to interact with the crossbow.
Mais Hamilton, le grand meurtrier, avait déjà été tué. Le monstre ne savait plus comment assouvir sa vengeance. Maintenant, pauvre imprudent, Carl avait tiré le carreau du cœur de la bête.
Now, final boss fight.
Un jeune homme gris, auquel
A
on
few
avait
ways
soustrait la fiancée et qui par haine
can do
devint
this. You can take a cigarette. I think they help you with stamina, but I'm not sure about that. So normally you wouldn't have to. It's not necessary. It's just if you want to for fun. I don't know. It's not necessary to take these, but I'm gonna take it
Wendigo.
for fun.
Carl, comme plusieurs de ses contemporains,
Because I
avait
think it
l'impression
saves
de
some
respirer.
time with the
La
stamina.
cigarette, c'était pour lui comme
But
de l'air.
Not sure about that. So you just run again, follow the path. The ice spikes are gonna show you the path. It's not that hard to get. Try not to get hit by Wendigo. As you're gonna see, as I have disabled the encounters, there's not gonna be any blue wolf in the run. So I can just calmly run, try to get as much stamina as I can. And not get caught by Wendigo. Here, this little guy. He can't stop me. Normally here it's the most stressful parts during runs, because you want to get your PB, and you're asking yourself if you're gonna make it in time. Stamina is really something that we'd have to look into. We don't actually know what is the most optimal way of managing your stamina, but we have some techniques we try. Maybe eventually we're gonna know what's better, but so far it's just waiting some seconds to try to get the stamina to work, to get as much stamina as possible. Yeah, that's what I mean. Here the cutscene glitched a little, but it doesn't matter. I think it's because of my my quality settings. As I put the lowest resolution possible, sometimes it glitches. Here, that was the fall animation that I was talking about. You want to try to not have this animation, but you can try to speed boost yourself by jumping in the stairs, just like at Miss Lachance's house. But if you have the stamina enough to run through the stairs, you don't have to do this. Here you can, instead of going all the way left, you can just fall down on the rock and continue your run. I'm gonna go open the fence. And here, when after the Wendigo cutscene, we're gonna go straight to the boat, and when we interact with the boat, that's where we stop the timer. Directly when we press the interact button, there. Boom. I finished the run. That's as easy as that. This was not a good run. I took a lot of time to talk and everything, but if you're just starting and you die a lot, or you have trouble orienting yourself in the forest, you might have even a worse time than what I just got. It's possible. You don't have to worry about this. Just start by getting yourself a first run, then get better and better and better. You don't have to worry, even if you're at the slowest time on the boards, it doesn't matter, it doesn't change anything. Just try to beat your own time. Don't worry too much about having the most optimal run directly when you're beginning. Just start by a first run, even if you die like 20 times, and then you optimize your own run, you beat your own time. That's the best way to go for speedrunning the game. So as I said at the beginning, if you have any question, feel free to ask. I'm here to answer. There are other runners too. I think Laroche07, the guy that has the world record currently for every category, he would also be willing to help you if you have any questions. I'm gonna put my contact info in the description. I'm gonna also put all the links that are necessary for the speedrun, and I hope you liked the video. Feel free to give me your feedback in the comments. Yeah, that's the run. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Goodbye.